Season was sadly a devastating one in California and all out west. You think about how early it was back in 2025. You're looking at some of the visuals from the Pacific Palisades or the Eaton fire. Now, wildfires are growing stronger, they're faster, and they're more expensive, costing the U.S. economy over $1 trillion in the last 2 decades and putting more than 100 million people at risk. A new California-based startup is taking a high-tech approach to fighting the fire using autonomous drones designed to detect and extinguish those flames before they actually turn deadly. So joining us now is Stuart Landesberg, who's the CEO and founder of Seneca, to talk about his firefighting drones. Thank you so much for being with us. Can you walk us through this technology and what it means to the communities that are on the front lines of that wildfire risk?
Sure. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm a Californian, and this problem is close to home. Seneca's approach is to use advanced technology to empower firefighters in situations that were previously unsafe, inefficient, or impossible. What that means in practice is we build autonomous suppression copters, which work as a system to get to fires earlier than previously would have been possible, or to give firefighters access to fires in locations or situations that otherwise would have been too dangerous. And so we really worked with a wonderful group of fire agencies, including San Bernardino County in Southern California, to understand what the product is that we can bring to market that will make the biggest difference for our firefighters and for our communities.
Yeah, I can see some of the video here. I was going to ask, like, how big are these drones? How do they carry so much water? Is it like a big army of them that you send out that each have a little bit of fire retardant, or is it a small amount of them that can carry a lot? Such an interesting idea here.
They fly in a 5-aircraft strike team, similar to a 5-engine strike team, and they fly coordinated. You can call it a swarm if you want. Each aircraft carries about 100 pounds of Class A foam. And the reason that's important is because of the expansion ratio. We shoot the foam at over 100 PSI, and it expands something like 5 or 10 to 1. So you get 500 pounds across a strike team, which plays more like 2,500 or even 5,000 pounds of water in terms of suppression capacity. I mean, so when you combine that with early response, you get to a product that can really make a difference in an early fire.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you about, Stuart, because you talked about finding these fires before they get too big. Normally, it's designated about 100 acres or 10 acres, I should say. You're trying to minimize that. So what's the overall advantage of using like an autonomous drone like you have versus the traditional aircrafts and helicopters?
So if you think about today's fire agencies, when they get a call, they may not know exactly where that fire is. It may be up a hill. Some of the most deadly fires have started in the wildland-urban interface in areas that are inaccessible. And so you think about as fast as a crew can drive to that rural area and potentially get out and hike up the hill, an aircraft can autonomously launch, fly directly to the GPS waypoint, use an onboard sensor package. Artificial intelligence can guide it into the fire and quickly lay suppressant on it before it has the chance to grow beyond the size that our fleet or an engine crew could take care of. So really, it's about getting there early with enough suppression power to make a difference, to control it before it spreads.
Yeah, so I'm kind of curious how this is all deployed, right? So are they sitting at bases that are strategically placed, just waiting for the beginnings of a fire? Or do you take like an especially bad fire weather day and they're already flying around looking for hotspots? Can they actually identify hotspots themselves, or do they have to be directed in?
They can do both. So we've built these to be really modular and to be a tool that our firefighters can use. But I think the best use, our fire agencies and our communities, we already know where our most dangerous places are. We should be stationing equipment there so that as soon as we see that first report of smoke, could be a phone call, could be a camera, could be a sensor, could be a satellite. As soon as we get that first report, we can autonomously dispatch in seconds and get there in minutes. And in a high wind fire, the difference between catching it 5 minutes in versus 20 minutes in could be the difference between stopping it at 100, 200 square feet and having an out of control fire that even 5, 10, 20 minutes in has gone from hundreds of square feet to tens of acres. And so we really want to be stationed in the highest risk places so that we can get to the most important fires as quickly as possible.
It's just incredible what you guys are creating here, this technology to fight these fires. And Stuart, you can tell as you're talking about it, the passion, of course, because you're in California and you see this really play out in your community. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and explaining the technology and the future of fighting fires.
A pleasure. Thank you, gentlemen.